Dust swirls in a sunlit town square, 1890s Wyoming. A crowd gathers, murmuring. James, a weathered rancher, leans against a post, his hat low. He's here for cattle, not people. But the auctioneer's voice booms, announcing something unthinkable. A young Chinese girl, May, barely 18, trembling on the block. Her eyes, wide with fear, meet James's. His heart clenches. This isn't right. The crowd jeers, bids starting low. May's tattered dress clings to her frame. She's far from home, sold by a cruel merchant after her family's debts. James clenches his fists. $3. Someone shouts. No one counters. The gavel slams. James steps forward, voice steady. I'll take her. Gasps ripple through. He pays, his hands shaking, knowing he's not buying a life, but saving one. May follows James, silent, head bowed. The townsfolk whisper, why'd he do it? James's ranch lies miles away, a sprawling place of green hills and grazing horses. He's alone there, his wife gone years ago. May's steps falter. She expects cruelty. But James points to a small cabin. That's yours, he says gruffly. No one'll hurt you here. Her eyes search his, wary but curious. Days pass. May keeps to herself, tending the cabin. James leaves food at her door, never intruding. He works the fields, his back bent under the sun. At night, he reads old letters from his wife, her words fading. May watches him from afar, noticing his quiet kindness. She's never known a man like this. Slowly, she starts sweeping the porch, a small gesture of trust. One morning, May finds a stray calf stuck in mud. She hesitates, then wades in, freeing it. James sees, nodding approval. Good work, he says. May flinches, unused to praise. She murmurs, thank you, her first words to him. That evening, she joins him at the fire. Her English is broken, but she speaks of her village, her lost family. James listens, his heart heavy with her pain. The ranch thrives, but the town doesn't forget. Gossip spreads. James, the fool who bought a girl. He ignores it, teaching May to ride. She's clumsy at first, but her laugh echoes when the horse trots. James smiles, a rare sight. May starts helping with chores, her hands quick and sure. She plants herbs by the cabin, a touch of home. James watches, seeing life return to his land. A storm hits, fierce and sudden. The barn roof leaks, threatening the hay. James and May work side by side, patching it in the rain. She's soaked but determined, her small frame hauling wood. James hands her his coat. You're strong, he says. May blushes, hiding a smile. That night, they share tea, steam curling in the lantern light. She tells him her real name, Lien, meaning lotus. Winter creeps in. James falls ill, fever gripping him. Lien hesitates, then takes charge, boiling broth, tending the fire. She sits by his bed, singing softly in her language. James stirs, hearing his wife's lullaby in her voice. Your family now, he rasps. Lien's eyes glisten. She's never belonged anywhere since her village. The ranch feels like home, but she fears it's temporary. Spring blooms, and James recovers. He shows Lien his wife's old sketches, landscapes of the ranch. She loved this place, he says. Lien traces the drawings, her fingers gentle. I love it too, she whispers. James nods, an idea forming. He's old, childless, the ranch needs a future. Lien's care, her strength, he sees it clearly. She's more than a guest, she's its heart. At the town hall, James meets a lawyer. He drafts a will, his hand steady. The ranch, all 500 acres, goes to Lien. The lawyer raises an eyebrow but says nothing. James returns, finding Lien tending horses. He doesn't tell her yet, wanting her to choose this life freely. She hums as she works, her fear gone. The townsfolk still whisper, but some nod to her now. Respectful. A trader arrives, eyeing Lien. She's yours, he sneers. James's face hardens. She's free, he snaps. Lien stands tall beside him, her chin high. The trader leaves, cowed. That night, James gives her a key to the main house. This is your home, he says. Lien's hands tremble, holding it. She's never owned anything, let alone a home. Tears fall, but she smiles. Summer brings a festival. Lien hesitates, fearing the town's stares. James insists, driving her in the wagon. She wears a dress she sewed, vibrant with her village's patterns. At the dance, a boy asks her to spin. She laughs, surprising herself. James watches, his chest tight with pride. She's no longer the scared girl from the auction. She's Lien, radiant and free. Back at the ranch, Lien plants a lotus in the creek. It blooms, delicate and strong. James tells her about his wife's dream, a school for the town's kids. Lien's eyes light up. I could teach, she says. She knows numbers, stories from her village. James nods, promising to help. They plan together, sketching a small schoolhouse. The ranch feels alive, purposeful. One evening, James sits Lien down. He hands her the will, explaining slowly. This land's yours when I'm gone. Lien freezes, shaking her head. I can't. She starts, but James cuts in. You can. You've earned it. She weeps, not from sadness but from a weight lifting. She's no longer a stranger here. The ranch, the hills, the horses, they're hers to protect. Years pass. James grows frail, but Lien runs the ranch with skill. She trains horses, tends crops, and teaches kids in the new schoolhouse. The town respects her now, calling her Miss Lien. James watches from his porch, content. He knows the ranch is safe. Lien visits daily, bringing soup, stories. Their bond is unspoken, deep, a father and daughter not of blood, but of choice. One dawn, James doesn't wake. Lien finds him peaceful, a letter in his hand. It's for her, thanking her for bringing life back to his world. She buries him by the creek, near the lotus. The town attends, hats off. Lien stands tall, her grief quiet but strong. She's not alone anymore. The ranch, the community, they're hers. She vows to honor James's gift, to make the land thrive. Lien expands the school, teaching reading, math, and her village's songs. Kids flock to her, drawn by her warmth. The ranch grows. 2 new barns, more horses. She hires hands, treats them fair. The townsfolk who once jeered now tip their hats. Lien's story spreads. A girl bought for $3, now a rancher, a teacher, a leader. She's proof of what kindness can build. At night, Lien sits by the creek, the lotus glowing under stars. She thinks of her village, her lost family. She writes letters, hoping to find them. The ranch is her anchor, but her roots run deep. She sends money to her homeland, helping others like her. The auction's shadow fades. She's no longer its victim. She's Lien, who turned $3 into a legacy of love and land. A young girl, new to town, arrives at the ranch. She's scared, alone, like Lien once was. Lien takes her in, gives her the cabin. You're safe, she says, echoing James. The girl smiles, timid but hopeful. Lien sees herself in her eyes. The ranch isn't just land, it's a haven. She teaches the girl to ride, to plant, to dream. The cycle of kindness continues, unbroken. The town honors Lien with a plaque at the schoolhouse. For Lien, who made us better, it reads. She blushes, uncomfortable with praise. But the kids cheer, and she laughs. The ranch is thriving, its fields green, its horses strong. Lien walks the land daily, feeling James's presence. His gift wasn't just the ranch, it was trust, a chance to rebuild. She's done him proud. One day, a letter arrives from China. It's her brother, alive. Lien weeps, clutching the paper. She sends for him, and months later, he steps off a wagon. They embrace, tears mixing. He marvels at the ranch, her strength. You did this, he asks. Lien nods, showing him the lotus by the creek. With help, she says. Her brother stays, working beside her, their family whole again. The ranch becomes a beacon. Travelers stop, drawn by stories of the woman who owns it. Lien welcomes them, sharing food, wisdom. She teaches the town's women to read, to stand tall. Her school grows, a library added. Books in Chinese and English line the shelves. Lien's past and present merge, her heritage woven into the land. The ranch is a bridge between worlds. Lien ages gracefully, her hair streaked with silver. The ranch is her legacy, but she plans for its future. She trains the young girl she took in, now a woman, to lead. It's yours someday, Lien says, echoing James. The girl nods, determined. Lien smiles, knowing the ranch will live on. Its spirit, kindness, resilience, will outlast her, carried by those she's touched. At a town festival, Lien dances, her steps light despite her years. The crowd claps, kids weaving through. She sees the trader who once sneered, now old and humbled. He nods to her, respectful. Lien returns it, forgiving but not forgetting. She's won, not with anger, but with grace. The ranch glows behind her, lanterns lit, a symbol of what one act of compassion can grow. By the creek, Lien plants another lotus. It's for James, for her family, for the girl she was. The town knows her story, but she's more than the auction. She's the woman who built a home, a school, a community. The lotus blooms, rooted in Wyoming soil, reaching for the sky. Lien touches its petals, at peace. She's free, not just from chains, but to be who she was meant to be. The ranch hands gather one evening, sharing stories. Lien listens, her brother by her side. They laugh about the horses, the storms, the early days. The young girl, now a leader, speaks of Lien's courage. You showed us how, she says. Lien shakes her head. James showed me, she replies. The fire crackles, and the ranch feels eternal, a place where broken lives mend. As winter nears, Lien walks the fields alone. The air is crisp, the hills dusted with snow. She thinks of James's $3, a small act that changed everything. The ranch is her heart, but its true gift is the people, her brother, the girl, the town. She's no longer the scared girl on the block. She's Lien, rancher, teacher, sister, home. The land hums with her story. Under the stars, Lien sits by the schoolhouse. Kids' laughter echoes in her memory. She's old now, but the ranch is young, alive with purpose. She closes her eyes, feeling the wind, James's voice in it. You did good, it seems to say. Lien smiles, her legacy secure. The ranch will stand, a testament to compassion, a home for all who need it, built from $3 and a boundless heart.